Happy New Year! The time this video comes out, it will be January 1st, 2024 in my time in Australia. So Happy New Year. I hope you saw a lot of fireworks. Pretty sure I did. I don't know. I believe our plan is to have roast beef for dinner, which is great. Yeah. But one of the things I wanted to do, and have been meaning to do, I want to do a book thing. Bookworm sci-fi fan. So let's do a book thing. Let's go over all of the books that I read this year. And there are a lot. Like I said, a lot. And they can't even all fit in frame and they fall over. So to start, I started reading Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens last year, around end of the year. And I finished it this year. And it was really good. I watched the movie on my way to Singapore in October of last year. So I got the book for Christmas and I loved it. So I read that. Then I started another semester of uni, so I had to do some uni things. So we had to read The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, which, as you can see, I haven't quite finished. I had to read other things, and so I couldn't finish reading The Picture of Dorian Gray yet. But I will probably go back and reread this and make sure I finish it next year. I hate leaving a book unfinished. I really hate it. So I am planning to read this again all the way to the end because I was almost finished with it and then I had to go read another thing and then I completely forgot to finish this. So, Picture of Dorian Gray. It's a very good book, by the way. Definitely recommend. I read Wuthering Heights. This one took me quite a while to read just because I was really tired a lot. And these may not be read completely in the order that I read them this year. I just can't remember. So yeah, I'm just going over books I read this year, not in any particular order. So yeah, I do remember reading this when I went to have my gastroscopy to find out about the celiac. So this would have been an August book that I read. Or at least I started reading it in like June and finished reading it in August. So Wuthering Heights, also good. Emily Bronte. Actually my Year 12 English literature teacher had told us to read Wuthering Heights when we finish English literature, because she said it was a really good book. I finally read it, and she's right, it is a good book. Definitely worth a reread. Sandman Volume 5, A Game of You. This one's really good. Theoretically, I believe Season 2 of The Sandman should probably follow most of this one's story and maybe a bit of Volume 6, which I haven't read yet. Fables and Reflections, and maybe Brief Lives as well. Considering, like, Season 1 covered, like, the first 4, pretty much. Dream Country, it didn't cover all, but it covered some. So you never know how many of these it'll adapt, but definitely I read this one was really good, had some good trans representation in this one, and yeah, for a book that came out in like the 90s, it was very very progressive. This good book. Neil Gaiman, awesome author. He's one of the authors that I look up to, so definitely read a Neil Gaiman book. Middle of August, my literature sort of subject in uni had us read Volume 1 of Heartstopper to, like, analyze and things. So I read Volume 1 of Heartstopper, I finished it in 2 days. And then I went out and I bought and read Volume 2. And then I read Volume 3. Volume 4. Then I went out and I got the novellas. So This Winter by Alice Oseman. I read Nick and Charlie, which kind of gave me spoilers to Volume 5. I read Solitaire, that takes place, I think, between volumes 3 and 4, and was like the opening to the Heartstopper universe. I bought the Heartstopper yearbook and read all of that. And I just recently finished reading Heartstopper Volume 5. Yes, I may have gotten a bit obsessed with Heartstopper and the story of Nick and Charlie. And I have no regrets. Like Alice Oseman writes really good books. And she also draws really good too. So, yeah, I read like all of that in the span of about 3 months. It was like the thing that I hyperfixated on for the entirety of August. Yeah, and so what I can say about Heartstopper is it's really good, and I definitely recommend reading everything Heartstopper related. And if you can read them all in one sitting, it's even better like that. I definitely liked Solitaire. Solitaire was quite good. And I did also enjoy This Winter. At present, I think my favourite volume would have to be Volume 5, just because it's the newest one that came out. Yeah, but definitely read Heartstopper. It's a good series. It's nice. It's cool. Yeah. I read Lockwood & Co. this year, because the Netflix adaptation came out, and I liked it, so I read the book. Very good. I have gone and bought the second book, but I haven't actually read it yet. But I did start reading Lockwood & Co. by Jonathan Stroud, so definitely recommend that. Read that. I've been very slowly going through reading Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear Frights, and last year I read books 3 and 4, kind of at the start and end of the year, and this year I managed to read book 5, Bunny Call, which was quite good. It had a Springtrap thing, and Springtrap is like my favourite animatronic. He's got such a good story to him. So that was cool. I didn't exactly like the Springtrap thing, but it's fine. I read it, and that's really what matters. And then we come to the end of the year, and we watched The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I mentioned. So I started reading that, and I haven't finished it yet. I'm on chapter 12. But it's been a while since I read a Suzanne Collins Hunger Games novel, so this has been really fun to just read on and off. Like I haven't been reading that much just because I've been getting really tired at night, so I haven't been able to stay up enough to read before bed. But when I do have the time, I do read, and I am reading this, and this is nice. And it's a cool take on Coriolanus Snow. So that's all the books I read this year. I think there's about 16 of them, maybe 17. I don't know, I lost count, around 14. But yeah, that is all the books that I read this year. Not including like webcomics and fan fiction that I've read. Because there's just so much fan fiction that I read that it would take me forever to tell you all the fan fiction that I read. Yeah. Next year, I haven't got much planned in terms of books to read. I do have a couple that I want to read. I want to finish Songbirds and Snakes. I want to finish Picture of Dorian Gray. I've got this book, Loveless, by Alice Oseman, I want to read. The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks. And I want to start reading my Blue Bloods novels by Melissa Dela Cruz. At present, that's all I've got planned for reading next year. The order is subject to change as my interests move. And also, I think I'm doing a couple more reading subjects in uni, and so those books will have to take priority. As well as the Jacksepticeye comics that are coming out, and when I eventually get those on my doorstep, I will be reading those in quick succession. Because I devour graphic novels and comics like I breathe, so we'll see how that goes. But that is the end of all the books that I have read this year. I'm pretty sure I bought more books than I've read, but that's usual for me. Next week's video should hopefully be the video where I made the bodice of the wishing dress. If I am up to it, I might even trim the bodice at the same time, just to have them both in one, and then maybe have a separate video of like the reveal of the entire costume, which isn't much of a costume. I'm honestly going to wear it wherever I can. So yeah. After that, I think I need to get back to work on that Love Never Dies review analysis. There's a couple other things I want to do. I want to do slightly more academic videos. I really do want to write like a dissertation type thing on fan fiction and why it's so stigmatized. I would love to do that. Let me know if you want to hear that, because I'll have to do a ton of research for that, and I am 100% willing to do the research for that. I just don't want to put all the effort into it and then not have anybody watch it. Yeah. Other than that, that is it for this video and this week and the start of the new year. Welcome to 2024. I hope you have fun. I hope we have fun and we do a lot of things this year. This year's subscriber goal, I think I'm going to make like 50 subs. I hope. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please blow my subscriber count out of the water and completely impress me, because I would love that. And like the videos and comment. Your comments are always really appreciated, and I love getting to talk to you guys. So yeah. So that's it. That's it from me. Happy New Year. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video, which should be every Monday at 10 a.m. Australian time. If not, it's somewhere in like Tuesday or Wednesday around 10 a.m. as well. Sometimes I might post on a Friday as well, just because I came up with a video idea. Yeah. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye!